Hello! How's everybody? I'm gonna wait a minute and see if anybody pops on because I want to talk to you guys about some other stuff today. And I have you, if you haven't seen one of my lives before, actually, I don't think many of you probably have, other than the one I did not too long ago, but I think I was in my bathroom for that one. I'm in my bedroom, and yes, there's probably a mess behind me. I'm sitting, hey Allison, I'm sitting in front of my window, so if I periodically look over here or whatever, it's because I'm looking to see what my kiddos are doing outside, if they're causing a ruckus. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some of our other products while we're doing this fun, crazy lash stuff, because I absolutely love pretty much everything. Hi, about the products that I've tried. And I will be completely 100% honest with you. If there's something that I've tried, and I'm a weird hair day today, if I've tried something and it's not my favorite, I'll tell you. So don't be afraid of that. But today I wanted to go over foundations with you guys because that's something that I always struggled with, and I really like the options that Younique has. First off, I'm getting a text right now, sorry. My friend wants to know if Potlatch has lemon ice, and they asked me because, of course, they know I know because I go there all the time. Sorry. Squirrel, I get very distracted. But primer. I never, ever, ever in my life before I started wearing this makeup used primer. I had no idea that you were supposed to use primer or that primer did anything special, but it does. And I just use seriously like a pea-size amount of it. This primer I have had since I bought my kit, which was back at the end of March, and it is still, like, I'm going to say, let's see, it's like I squeeze here to get it out. So this is going to last me probably a year, to be honest with you. So if you're considering primer and you think, oh, it's just an added expense I don't want to have, it lasts forever, one tube. And what it does is it helps to create a smooth surface on your face. It helps to create, make it nice so if you use a liquid foundation, especially, it makes it so the liquid doesn't like seep into your pores or seep into your fine lines, for those of us who have them, you know, some not as fine as I'd like them to be. It keeps your kind of foundation kind of on top so it doesn't get creases and all that kind of stuff. So, and it also acts as a moisturizer. So those are two fun facts about primer. Now, in terms of foundation, Younique has four options, maybe five. All right, so option number one, BB cream. This is a tinted moisturizer. I'm shaking it because Younique products are all natural, so if you get any liquids, make sure you shake them because they will separate over time if you don't use them all the time. Think about it as like natural peanut butter, how it separates. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. But you just, whoops, I just threw it, but you have to shake it. So this is our BB cream, tinted moisturizer. It's got light to medium coverage, and it's a really good option for people who just want to kind of slap something on quickly to hide a few things, and to even out the skin tone, but don't need a whole lot of coverage. Then another option we have are these liquid foundations. Ooh, can you see that? There we go. And this one, again, you got to shake it up. It comes out in a dropper like this. I use 4 drops for my whole face. So this doesn't take much product at all to do it. The one thing I would recommend if you're interested in a liquid foundation is this brush. It's got, you can see it's got a little divot on the end. What I do, some people will put their foundation right in the divot. I don't do it that way. I put it on the back of my hand and then I kind of mop it up with the brush and circular motions, spread that all over my face. So that's another option, a liquid foundation. All right, so that's 2. Let's keep track since I couldn't even think off the top of my head how many. Another one is the pressed powder compact. Now this one has actually a lot of coverage, which I was kind of surprised about. Has like a little sponge here, and just like, you know, any other compact, ooh, the lighting is weird today, right? Can you see that? It goes on, it has more of a matte finish. And I actually kind of like this for touch-ups, like, which I don't really use very much, but you know how people are like, oh, powder my nose. Yeah, this is a good one for that. So this is the pressed powder foundation. There is also a cream to powder foundation, which I actually don't have that one. So that is number 4, right? Keeping me honest, keeping track. So, and that looks like the compact. It starts out kind of creamy, and then you put it on and it gives more of a matte powder finish. And then last but not least for foundations is the loose powder foundation, which has been my favorite for the summer. Comes in this little guy here. What's really nice is the lid has a stopper in it. So I don't know if you've ever had loose powder foundations before, but if you put them in your purse or travel with them, it ends up getting all over the place. But because it has that little stopper in there, it doesn't fly all over. There is this little kind of trampoline kind of thing, I call it. And you barely have to touch a brush on it. And then I do this to get the excess off. And then just, again, circular motions all over the face. And I like this one in the summer for 2 reasons. One is that usually in the summer I don't need as much coverage as I would need in the winter. However, this summer's been pretty bad because if you live in Buffalo area, you know, we've had like no sun, so it's been raining all summer, although today is kind of sunny, so that I don't really have much of a tan, which is what helps even out the skin tone. But I also like this one in the summer because my skin tends to get a little bit more oily in the summertime, and the powder foundation kind of helps manage that a little bit better. So as you can see, you get fairly decent coverage without a whole lot of product. And I've had this for, I don't know, a couple months, and it is, like, if you look at it, it's kind of all up on one side right now, but it is about halfway, I would say, maybe. Not even. I've probably had it like 3 months, maybe. Okay, so that's foundation. With foundation, usually coming hand in hand, is concealer. And there are a couple options for concealer as well. I have 2 of them. If I can find the other one, because I actually have a little trick for my concealer that I want to show you. 2 tricks. Ooh, full of a bag of tricks today. So here we go. So I'll do one eye one way and one eye the other way. This is the, oops, upside down, loose powder concealer. Goes along with the loose powder foundation, although this one does not have a little stopper in the lid, and look at that. Can you see that? Oh, this lighting is bad. It does all get trapped in the thing, and right now I'm just tapping it on my windowsill, and what it does is it gets it back in the little holes so it's not so crazy. You can also take the lid off and dump it back in. I wish they would come up with a loose powder concealer that has the little, that other little guy in it, but they haven't done that yet, so next time maybe. But I use the other end of this brush, and again I just kind of tap it off. And one of the things, a trick with concealer, which I didn't know till recently either, is you should go in a V, not in a little, you know, a lot of people put like a little moon shape, but what that does when you do like a little moon shape under your eye is it actually accentuates that little bag line right there. And we do not want to accentuate that at all. So if you come down a little bit, it draws your eye away from that. So that is, let me blend that in a little bit better. Ooh, now I get another text and then my phone just fell off my windowsill. Crazy. All right, so there's the concealer, and I'll blend that in a little bit. Now, the other trick with concealer I'm going to show you is I get 2 concealers, one light and one dark. This is a little lighter than I would normally use. This is darker than I would normally use. And what I do with these, when I took the top off that came off of this one, I have to look in the bag for it, is I put a little dab, can you see that? On the back of my hand of the darker, and then a little dab of the lighter. And sometimes, usually I'll do this before I put my foundation on, because if you have something that you want to cover, like a red spot you want to cover underneath your foundation, you want to put a little of the darker color underneath. I forgot to do that today. If you want to highlight something, then you put the lighter color on top of your foundation. What this also helps me do is, for like under my eye, I blend them together because the light is too light and the dark is too dark. So I like to blend them together to get a good color for under my eye. And then I just stipple it on. And again, I try to go in my little triangle. So there you have that. Now, while we're doing other stuff, this is something new I've just recently been introduced to, as I'm going to take a setting powder, and I'm really gonna overdo it here. I'm really like caking this powder on. I didn't brush any product off. It's all on there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is called baking. This is like a new technique that all the kids are doing. And what you do is you cake on this thing on top of your like liquid concealers and stuff. And then while you're doing the rest of your makeup, you let that set. And then once everything is, you know, you get finished doing other things, you lightly brush that away, and it really gives a matte finish to your concealer, and it helps it so it doesn't like show your fine lines. Basically makes it stick. I don't know why they call it baking, but that's what they do. So I'm gonna let that sit while I do my eyebrows, because this is my other big thing that I never did before. I'm teaching you all this stuff that like I never knew that I was supposed to do. I know I have to find my eyebrow stuff. Is look at my eyebrows like right now. I don't know about you, but as I get older, my eyebrows just have started to disappear on me. So my favorite thing to use for eyebrows is this palette, which comes with multiple colors and a setting wax. We also have a brow pencil, which, where is that right now? Of course, I cannot find it right now. And a brow gel. Hold on, I'm getting it. So this, here's the brow pencil. Comes with, it looks like it's got lipstick on it from being in my bag. That would be bad, but it's got a little brush, little pencil tip that screws up so you don't have to worry about a sharpener. And then we also have, where is it? Is this it? Nope. Hold, please. You'd think I would get myself more organized before I started this, right? Is this it? No, that's the liquid liner. There's a brow gel, which basically looks like a mascara wand, but it's shorter and it's a brownish color for your brows. Oh, so unorganized. I apologize. Is this it? Nope. All right, I may not find it because here's the other little secret. My daughter may have stole it because she does that periodically. If I can't find something, odds are it's in Izzy's room. All right, so I can't find it, so we're gonna have to skip that for now. But that's what it is. It just looks, it's like a little mascara wand, but it's got different colors in it for your brows. Okay, so back to my brow. This is the brow tool. Love it. And then what I do for my brows, this is what's been easiest for me to do, is I take the darker color with the angled side of this brush, and I outline the bottom of my brow with the darker, and then I kind of try to shape this, and I'm trying to shape it the way it's normally shaped, but as you can see I don't have much for brows, so I gotta kind of improvise and create fullness where there isn't any. And then I come down here, and I try not to come down too far because I don't want to look angry, and I try not to go too high because I don't want to look surprised all day. But so this has been a mixture of the dark color and the light color. And look at the difference. Holy crow. Allison, I don't know if you do stuff to your brows, but it's been a world of difference for me. There is a pink color, which you can do under your brow bone. I personally like this lighter color. This is kind of like a cream to powder luminizer, and I like to put that just right underneath my brow. Gives that part a little bit of a pop. I don't know if you can see that very well, but gives you a little bit of shine, a little kind of contouring action going on there. And then after I do that, last thing I do is I put this wax on. Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, right? And just kind of spread that on over top, because what that does is it seals it in, sets it. And I gotta tell you, I'm like an eye toucher. I'm constantly touching my eyes. And this will last me all day. I don't think I've ever had a problem with my brows. Like going to bed at night and being like, "Whoa, where'd my brows go?" You know? So, went down a little too far with that one. And here's another little trick about brows. One of the things that my sponsor, Angela, and good friend of mine, always says about brows is that they're sisters, not twins. So I could spend all day trying to get these suckers to look exactly alike, right? It's never going to happen. So you got to just kind of get to a stopping point and decide good enough, right? I always do my video. It makes a huge difference. I totally agree. And younger, yes, absolutely. So much about what I do makes me feel so much younger. I kind of feel like before I started doing all this, I kind of felt frumpy. I don't know, but not anymore. I'm loving it. And now the next thing I got to do is somehow tactfully and nicely talk to my daughter at some point in time about her brows. But, you know, I don't want her to get into makeup too early, but she's got to do something about those brows. All right. So there's my brows. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm taking my big fluffy brush and we're going to wipe away that baking powder that I put on there. And I know I didn't put any on the other eye, but I want to kind of blend that out a little bit. I feel like I have a little spot right there. I'm not sure what that is, but anyway, so see how the difference between the way the powder foundation or the powder concealer and the liquid concealer with the baking, totally smooth on this side. So this side, if you don't need a lot of concealer, I wouldn't mind, you know, I would like the powder concealer, but honestly, I kind of like the cream one with or without the baking. I think works too, but all depends on what you're looking for, right? Now, to finish my face, there are other options too, but I use the, this is the blush, pressed blush. This color is Sweet, and if you look at this, you'll notice that it's kind of wonky. That's because I broke it and I rescued it. So here's a little tip. If you ever break a powder, whether it's blush or concealer, or not concealer, but blush or eyeshadow or compact, whatever, don't think it's a goner just because it's broken. What I did is I took, where's it again, that big brush that I just had. I took this brush and I smashed it all to smithereens, made it totally, totally powdery, then added a little water to it, and then you take like a thing of saran wrap or a baggie and you put it over top and you squish it down, and then when it's dry, voila, good as new. Doesn't look exactly the same, but as you can see, works just as good. So don't ever like break a compact and think your life is over, that it's done, because it's so not. We can fix it. Okay, and then the last thing on my face, this is one of my new friends. This is, I got an eyelash sticking together over here. This is a bronzer. See my little palette thing there? And I just go over my whole face with my big fluffy brush. And gives you a little bronzing action, right? See, look, when I turn my head this way, you can totally see, because I didn't do it on this side. Look, I gotta go back and fix it. I forgot to do my other eye. So let me go back and do that a little bit. I gotta get that in here. It can't be completely uneven, right? All right. That's what happens when I get talking. I forget about, you know, what I'm doing. So if you ever see me out and I have like mascara on one eye, not on the other, it's because I was doing a live and I forgot to do the other eye. All right, well, that's all I got for you guys today. I am going to go do my eyeshadow on my VIP page because I've been neglecting them lately. And I want to go make sure that they see eyeshadow and the new mascaras. So if you're on my VIP page, you hop on over there and you'll see the rest of it. If you're not, let me know and I can get you added, or follow the link I posted the other day and just ask to join and I will add you, because I do fun stuff on there all the time. So thanks for joining, Allison. Are you going tonight to Deb and Tim's acoustic night? We might go. Yeah, there. Well, if you are, we might see you there. If not, maybe we'll see you Saturday at the Cove. Sadly, you have to work. I don't know if I'm going to the Cove on Saturday, but I will definitely be at Stockman's on Sunday because I'm going to set up all of my stuff on a table, which I'm totally terrified about. So I have to build up my courage to go do that. And then, so I'm sure I'll see you one of those days over this weekend. So thank you so much for joining, and I will talk to you later.